Hey Follow Youth, Pastor Ads here, and I'll tell you what, I am excited to kick off this first message in the series of the Upside Down Kingdom. Let me start by telling you a story. About probably 8 years ago, I used to live in a town, a big city actually, called Bendigo. And when we were in Bendigo, we felt a call to move to CYC and move from Bendigo, which is in central Victoria, all the way to Phillip Island. And when we were leaving, as you do when you leave a house, you get it cleaned up, you mow the lawns, you make sure it's all pretty. And just as I was nearly finished mowing the lawns, our lawnmower kind of just went kaput. Nothing happened, it just stopped. So we called over a guy, because we needed these lawns mowed ASAP. So we called over a guy to just finish mowing the lawns. He looked at this mower, which we were fed up with, and he said, "Do you mind if I take it?" And we're like, "Hey, sweet, it's one less thing we have to pack." And to be perfectly honest, it's broken. It's damaged. We don't want it anymore. It's no use to us anymore. So this guy took the mower, and you know what? It was probably just a spark plug. It was probably just something really small that at that point in time, we just saw this mower as damaged, as broken, and therefore we didn't want it anymore. And you know what? Some of you might be feeling that way. You might have tuned into tonight's stream and you might be feeling broken. You might be feeling distant from God. You might be feeling like God can't use you because of the things you've been through. And now you're damaged, you're broken, and you don't have any value. Well, I want to share a parable with you guys. It's a very short one, and it's one that I have spoken on before, but it just has so much meaning. And it's one that I really feel God wants me to share with you today. So in Luke chapter 15, we find probably the most powerful and famous parables in the ones that Jesus has told. And it starts off with Jesus talking to tax collectors and prostitutes and really the people who are the scum of society. And the Pharisees come up and they see Jesus talking to these people, and they say amongst themselves, "Look at this guy, he's even associating with tax collectors and prostitutes and the scum of the world. These guys don't, man, this is a rabbi, he shouldn't be associating with those people." And then Jesus tells 3 parables in a row: the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son. And today I just really briefly want to talk to you about one that we actually skim over more than any of those 3, is the lost coin. So in Luke chapter 15, verse 8, it says this: "Suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Won't she light a lamp and sweep the entire house and search it carefully until she finds it? And when she does find it, she will call in her friends and neighbors and say, 'Rejoice with me, because I have found my lost coin.' In the same way, there is joy in the presence of God's angels when even one sinner repents." What an awesome story. And you know what? It's easy to look at that and go, so she lost a coin, whoopity-doo-dah. Like, she's got other ones. It's okay. Why are you turning the whole house upside down? And why would you call over the neighbors? Can you imagine doing that? If you had, let's say, 10 20-cent pieces and you lost one, and then you found it again, and then you call all your neighbors and you go knocking on their doors and say, "Hey guys, come over. We're having a big do. We're having a big celebration because I found my 20-cent coin." They would look at you weirdly and shut the door because you're a bit loopy, you know? But we have to understand the context. And we know the 3 most important rules of reading the Bible are context, context, context. So what are these coins? Why are they so important to this lady? You see, when a woman got married, she received 10 silver coins as part of her dowry, and they were hers. No one could take them. They belonged to her. And the thing about these is that each coin was a drachma, which was about 1 day's wage. So she really had 10 coins, which were about 2 weeks, like a fortnight's worth of work. And they were hers, no one could touch them. And if for some reason she got divorced, or if for some reason she got widowed and her husband passed away, these 10 coins, unless she was young enough to marry again, were all she had to live on for the rest of her life. And then after that, she had to beg. Can you imagine being in a space where you only have 1 fortnight's pay to live off for the rest of your life? It won't go very far. And here's the really interesting thing, is not only did she have to use those coins if the husband died or if she got divorced. But if she lost one of these coins, her husband could kick her out. And then she would have to live the rest of her life on 9 coins. So for her, this was everything. Her life was about to be turned upside down because she didn't have this coin. If her husband found out that she lost the coin, she could be kicked out. So she looks everywhere. She's looking under things. No nook and cranny is unsearched. And finally, she finds the coin. Can you imagine the relief in her heart, the relief in her spirit to go, oh, I found it. My life is not going to be drastically changed like that forever. You see, for anybody else, they might look at that coin and go, it's just a coin. It's 1 drachma. It's fine. It's not an issue. But for her, the value she placed in it was life and death, was living at a home or living on the streets. It meant everything to her. You see, what does it mean for us? Well, Jesus is sitting with the tax collectors, the scum of the world, and he tells this story because he's telling the Pharisees here is that God places immense value in his people. And these are people who other people would look at them and go, whoopity-doo, they're nothing special. But God says, I will do anything for them because I place so much value in them. You might be here watching tonight and you might be struggling with mental health, with physical health, with brokenness, pain, maybe addiction. And you've convinced yourself that you're not valuable to God because you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Or maybe you just can't kick this addiction or this mental health and you go, you know what? God sees me as broken. I am not able to be used the way that he wants me to be used. Can I just encourage you with this, the lost coin? This is from the words of Jesus, is that you have immense value to God. He wants you. He pursues you with a fierce and a jealous love. He wants you more than anything. And he will search and search and search, and he will get you and he will find you. And when he does, oh man, he's going to celebrate. There's a party going on in heaven. And it's so easy for us to go through that and then experience pain and brokenness still and suffering and go, man, maybe I am just truly broken. Maybe I'm just invaluable to God. Let me tell you, nothing can draw you away from God. Nothing can make God look at you and say, not anymore. Nah, they're not worth it anymore. That's not God. God wants you because he has decided that you are valuable. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that exciting? No matter what we go through, God wants us still. God sees us as valuable and he can use us for his kingdom. Man, that's so encouraging. So I hope as you finish this stream tonight, I hope that as you think afterwards and as you're chatting in the chat after this message, that you will be reminded that God wants you because you have immense value to him.